Horns up and welcome to a brand new episode of Headbanger's Kitchen. Good fat and bad fat. These are the two kinds of fat that exist in the world today. And on keto, we want the good fats. And what could be better than animal fats, my friends? I mean, that is fat in its natural form, the way it was intended to be. So in my books, animal fat is the best. And today we're going to be making up some chicken oil using chicken skin, and we're also going to make some delicious chicken crackling as a byproduct of that. And why am I making this? Well, I want to make a Thai dish that requires chicken oil. And that's why I got the idea to make some, because this is great to have around the house. You can cook your vegetables in it, you can cook your eggs in it, and it will be delicious. In fact, I discovered that the Jewish people have the same thing and they call it Schmaltz, and it's chicken fat and they cook like a lot of things in that. Anyway, enough jibber jabber from me, let's go and cook. So the first thing we're going to do after washing our chicken skin is cut it into small pieces. You can use a knife, but make sure that your knife is really sharp. Chicken skin can be a bit slippery and difficult to deal with, so instead of using a knife and struggling like I am, I think it's a better idea to use chicken scissors or poultry shears or whatever you call them. This is a much easier way to cut the chicken skin into nice small little pieces. Anyway, once you're done with that, it's time to get a non-stick pan on the stove and then put in all your chicken fat. Make sure the pan is cold, the heat is on low. This is a low and slow rendering of all the chicken fat. So spread out all that chicken skin in the pan. Then I'm going to season it with some sea salt, just a little bit, not too much. And I'm going to pour in about a tablespoon or two of water. And then you just want to cover it and let it cook for 15 minutes undisturbed. After about 15 minutes, take that lid off and give everything a good mix. You will notice that a lot of the fat will have started rendering out. And guys, give it all a good mix. You want to make sure that the chicken skin is not sticking anywhere. It's being cooked evenly. And from this point on, we're going to cook it without a lid. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a splatter screen on. This is just to prevent any spillage or sort of when those fat nodules burst sometimes. But of course, this is not a requirement. And of course, if you don't have a splatter screen, I will leave a link to purchase one on the blog post on headbangerskitchen.com. Now this process can take anywhere from half an hour to an hour. So every 10 minutes or so, lift the lid, give everything a good stir. Make sure the chicken is cooking nice and evenly and let it cook. Now it's been about 30 minutes of cooking and you can see that a lot of the chicken fat has rendered out. A lot of people will remove all the fat at this stage. Now what happens if you do that is you get a more white and neutral chicken fat, which you can even use for baking. But since I do not care about baking with chicken fat, I don't care if the fat is a little darker, and that's going to happen once the chicken starts to crisp up. So I'm just going to let everything cook, keep giving it a good mix every now and then. Now at some point you'll see that the chicken skin starts to stick to one another. At this point you can use a spoon and sort of separate the pieces, but even if they stick together, no problem. And as always, I found a better way to do the job. Using a fork and a spoon, it was much easier to separate everything. Now the chicken has been cooking for a while and you'll notice that it's a golden brown color. At this point you want to make sure that you're constantly around the pan, because you do not want the chicken to burn and you don't want a rancid taste in the oil. So this is where you start paying more attention. Now you notice some of the pieces might be sticking together, so you can use a spoon and sort of separate them. Just pull them apart from each other. The thing is, chicken skin tends to often get a bit sticky, and another way to avoid this is to do this in smaller batches. But I don't have time for that, so I'm just doing it in one big batch. Anyway, keep letting it cook and turn a nice crispy golden brown. Anyway, keep cooking the chicken, and once it's nice and crispy, it's time to remove it from the fat and put it on a paper towel to drain. Then we're going to pour out all that delicious chicken fat and make sure you sieve it so that no little bits of chicken skin go through. And that's pretty much it, my friends. Our chicken fat is ready. And our chicken crackling is ready as well. Once again, you can just use your hands once it's cool to separate the pieces if they are too big, or you can even use a knife and chop them up. Anyway, once the chicken fat has cooled, I'm going to put it in a nice dish. Now this will remain liquid outside, but if you put it in the fridge, it will turn solid like this one and it will be nice and creamy. So this is how it will look after some time in the fridge, because I made a batch earlier and it's here now. Anyway, that's it, my friends. Our chicken oil has been made, as has the chicken crackling, and enough jibber jabber, time to taste some of it. Hey folks, it's tasting time. But obviously I'm not going to be tasting the chicken oil, okay? However, I do feel for some reason this video is going to get a lot of dislikes and a lot of people are going to be going ew about the chicken skin. But you know, I find it hilarious and almost like it's hypocrisy, right? People are happy to eat the chicken, but the moment you talk about skin and heart and lung, all their sort of like their comes out. It's almost like they're happy to not know what they're eating. But I believe we should eat all parts of the animal, and you guys know this about me. But anyway, enough jibber jabber, let me taste this delicious chicken crackling. Crunchy fried chicken skin. What's not to like, guys? It's the perfect keto snack. You can put whatever seasoning you like on this. You could put some onion powder, maybe a little garlic powder, some salt, maybe some peri mix. Who knows, whatever you like. Anyway, I think this is good. This is a good way to use chicken skin, and chicken fat is delicious to cook with. And of course, stay tuned for new recipes with that chicken fat in it. Anyway, I will see you on the next episode of Headbanger's Kitchen. Cheers and keep cooking.